Once Shri Krishna, intending to have his midday meal in the forest, woke up early in the morning, took his calves, and walked towards the forest while blowing the horn with a charming sound. Listening to the horn, his other friends also joined him along with their calves. Upon reaching the forest, they were engaged in different kinds of sports and having fun among themselves. At that time there came a mighty demon named Aghasur, who was very unhappy seeing the sports of cowherds because his brother Bakasur and sister Putana were killed by little Krishna. Aghasur then transformed himself into a big python snake who was 8 miles long and as big as a mountain. He then lay down across the road with his cave-like mouth wide open in the hope of swallowing all the cowherds along with Krishna. His lower lip rested on the earth while his upper lip touched the clouds. His mouth was full of darkness and his tongue was like a broad road. The cowherd friends of Krishna saw the creature and assumed it to be a cave. They all went in there along with their calves, curious to see what was inside the cave. The demon still hasn't closed his mouth because he was waiting for the killer of his brother and sister, who was Krishna. Shri Krishna knew who the demon was, but since his friends were already inside the mouth of Aghasur, to protect them, Krishna also went inside the mouth of Aghasur. Then Aghasur became happy and closed his mouth and tried to swallow all of them. Upon seeing this, all the friends of Krishna and calves become afraid and eventually lose consciousness. Then Shri Krishna, to protect his dear friends and calves, increases his body size in the throat of the monster. Then his throat was completely choked and his eyes shot out. Finally, the demon was dead with his mouth wide open. Then Shri Krishna revived his friends and calves from unconsciousness and took them out of the mouth of Aghasur. A divine light came out of the body of Aghasur and entered inside the body of Shri Krishna, which means the demon Aghasur was liberated by Shri Krishna. Upon his liberation, King Parikshit questioned Sukadev why was he liberated though he had a bad motive of killing Shri Krishna. Then Sukadev answered, "It will wash away all our sins even if we meditate upon Shri Krishna inside our heart." In case of Aghasur, he got a touch from the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna and thus he was liberated. Actually, Aghasur is the symbol of sins inside our heart, which is wiped out only after Shri Krishna enters inside our heart. Krishna, along with all his friends, returned home safely, and the villagers, upon listening to this incident, were all astonished and happy to get back their children from the claws of death. Hare Rama